how to build a social media and branding studio. I honestly think this is one of the best business models to start if you're 16 to 25 years old. There's very little barrier to entry. You can make a ton of capital to start out, and also there's a huge upside. So if you want to make this your full-time career, you can. You can make a ton of money with this. This is sort of similar to a social media marketing agency, but it's different. There's an evolution of this, and there's some really cool stuff that I want to get into with you guys today. And I think it'll be very, very valuable. Before I get into it, in the link in the description below, there is a Discord for all of us to talk about social media and branding studios, how to start one, some tips and tricks from when I had my social media marketing studio, and also you can post your wins, we can talk about scaling, anything like that, client questions, whatever. It's down the first link in the description below. So what is an SMB studio, a social media and branding studio? So it's sort of a hybrid of strategy, visual identity, and content systems for boutique brands. That is what it is. You can make it for other niches, but this is what my niche is, and this is what I think is the best niche for you, doing visual identities and content systems for boutique brands. Branding, social media strategy, look and feel, community building, and it doesn't have to be in real life. It can be completely online. You can go and choose to actually have a physical studio like it's pictured here, or you can have it entirely online. There's really no limit to what you can do with a branding studio like this. It's not a freelancer, so you're not a freelancer, you're not on Fiverr, Upwork, anything like that. It's not one-off tasks, but it's also not a full agency, so there's not huge overhead like an office, anything like that. Like it says here, big enough for staff, but a small enough staff, or fulfillment outsourcing, which we'll get into in a little bit, but small enough for it to remain completely online, which I think is a super, super valuable thing to have. And it also sits between a $500 logo designer and a $50,000 branding agency. You don't want to have it low ticket, because if you have it low ticket, there's a host of different problems that you can have with people's attitudes towards money, and also you need less clients if it's higher ticket. You need less clients to be able to fulfill whatever financial goals that you have in your life. This is a high ticket offer. You can sell to rich people. It is so much easier. It's sold as a system and not a task list. So you don't want to send your clients one page of just bullet points of what they can change with their brand. You can hold a retainer with this kind of thing, which we'll get into in a little bit. You can offer systems and softwares built with AI, or you can hire developers that you can keep and have a retainer on. So that's kind of what a social media and branding studio is. And I think it is one of the best things to start if you are young. Here are some ideal client niches, like I mentioned before. You do not want to sell to niches with low margins. This means you don't want to sell to your mom and pop shops. You don't want to sell to restaurants on your corner near where you live, anything like that. You need to sell to rich people. You need to sell to people who are not afraid of spending a ton of money in order to hire you. Because number one, you can make it seem more valuable. I don't know what it is about the psychology of dealing with rich people, but they find the value in things much more than people paying less. I don't know why that is, but here's some examples of some niches that you can start. You don't have to stick to just this list. This is just off the top of my head, some things I came up with. Boutique fitness studios, aka Pilates, yogas, and boxing studios. The reason I say this is because, again, they charge a lot, they have retainers, and if it's a really, really high-end boutique brand, then you can charge a lot because they make a lot of money because their offerings are premium. Med spas and aesthetic clinics, super, super good because they charge people like a ton of money to get fillers, Botox, anything like that. And it's super easy to make their websites seem premium because a lot of them were made in the early 2000s and haven't changed since. Their websites work, but they don't look good. Independent restaurants and cafes. I know I said not to go after restaurants. However, if you have a restaurant or cafe near you like the one pictured, so it's premium, it has this sort of feel of the restaurant owners charge a lot for people to be there. Everything is very, very expensive. That means that they have higher margins. That's just the way that the world works. If someone charges more, they have higher margins. So you can sell to very sort of boutique restaurants and cafes around you that have that premium feel already, that maybe don't have that sort of feel and sense online. And even if they do, say, hey, I can make it better. Then you can do some local real estate teams. I have personal experience with this. This is why I wrote it down. I think personal real estate teams are super great. They have a ton of different people that you can film with, that you can make social media pages for. And I think it is a great way to land one client, so the boss of the real estate team, and get a whole bunch of clients under them, either through a retainer through the boss or through separate retainers for everyone else. Then you have to pick one niche and expand later. I have sort of dabbled in every niche around me imaginable. And I can tell you for a fact, you need to wring your first niche dry before you switch to anything else. You need to make sure that you drive as hard as you can on one niche, and then if you're ready, you can go to other niches, or you can even do multiple niches at once. But it is much easier to start with one niche. Think of any place near you that charges way more than they should. So like you think, oh, I'm never go there because they charge so much money for coffee, they charge so much money for going to the gym. Sell to those people. Number one, you get to go there and you might get some free food, free training, anything like that. But also you get to be around people who are selling premium offers, and it's so much easier. You don't know until you try it. It is so much easier. So here is the service stack that you can offer. Again, this is just my opinion. You can totally build off of this, whatever you might want to do. What we do before we do anything else, we do a brand audit. Do a genuine deep dive into prospect businesses. So you look at everything in their brand and you make a little Loom call and you're like, hey, this is what we noticed about your brand. Here's how we can make it better. Look at everything in and around their business, their website, their Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, their competitors around their area, SEO on Google, and if they have any in-person events. This is where you find out what you need to do to elevate their brand. This takes probably anywhere from 1 to 3 hours per client. And you can, like I said before, you can staff this out to other people, or you can just do it yourself. You can also do this as a service offering for your service. Instead of doing that Loom call, you can just reach out to them and then be like, hey, I'll go on your team and I will do a complete audit of everything in your brand to see what we can fix. Then you can also look at their visual identity. You can look at their logo, what colors do they use for their brand, what is their ideal customer persona, their ICP, what sort of photo quality do they have on their websites and their social medias. A lot of businesses don't have good photo qualities, and especially video quality. A lot of people do not have good video quality. A good videographer is pretty much invaluable to any brand. And also see if they have any, again, in-person events. Do this as a service for them too. Look at everything that they have and remake their entire brand look and colors, everything like that. Content systems. You can make templates, you can create content calendars, you can create batch content with them, or you can just do it all online and create that content calendar for them. But you have to make sure it fits their style of what you want to see for them. And also you have to make sure that you hop on a call with them before you start anything to see what style they actually want. You don't just want to go in and be like, hey, this is what I like. You need to actually do it the way that they want. And then for the ongoing management, you do that retainer execution, which we'll do in a little bit. Then we have your positioning formula, how you make your offer so good that people refuse to say no to your service. Steps to have a good offer. Your outreach. You need to give value for your outreach. Nobody cares about who you are, what you do. That's what I always say with social media. Nobody cares about what you do or who you are when you're reaching out to clients. You need to give value. You need to see what is working for this client, what is not working for this client, and you need to give value and tell them why it's not working. Number 2, on your onboarding call, this can be after your sales call, however you want to structure it. Your onboarding call, you have to be professional and be ready with all of your resources. So contracts, your agreements, anything like that. You have to be ready with those on the call, and you have to make sure that they sign them on the call with you. Number 3, give a shit ton of value. Again, AKA do a lot of things that are easy for you, but are hard for others. Again, like I said before, a good example of this is videography. A lot of people don't know how to make good video, and it's so important nowadays. So if videography is easy for you, then it's hard for others inherently. So that's an amazing thing to offer. You don't have to offer it, but it's one thing that I offer with my clients and my services that seems to be really popular and does me good business. Then develop something tailor-made for your client, aka an AI assistant, an AI you. So we're developing right now an AI that is basically a me. Okay, so the client can go in, ask a question to the AI and it will respond back with something that I would say. So either content systems that I've built, or just if they want advice on their brand, they can talk to that AI instead of booking a call with us, spending more money and having it be a longer process. And you put them on a retainer for that AI or some software that you made, and that will give you that retainer, plus some more things which we might talk about in a second. Show past results. If you don't have past work, work for free until you do have past results. You need to position your brand to seem like it's gotten a ton of people the results that your future clients want. So the way that I did this was I just did a year's worth of work for free. I didn't do any paid work. And even after that, if I ever signed a new client, I'd be like, hey, I'll do this, this, and this for free. And then if you like it, sign me. And I signed a bunch of clients. Here is one offer which I think is pretty good. So I help niche look like a aspirational category instead of a current perception. So example I have here, I help boutique fitness studios look like premium wellness brands instead of Craigslist gyms. This has worked pretty well for me in the past, and I think it could work really well for you. And this comes straight from Alex Hormozi, which he is an amazing salesman, and also he makes great offers. So you should definitely listen to that. Next, we have the example offer. We had the positioning before. Here we have an offer that you can maybe use. Again, you don't have to do this, but this is a really, really good offer that I have sort of loosely based my past social media marketing brand on. And also it's helped me build the offer that I have today with my current social media and branding studio. So instead of offering listing, logos, colors, and fonts, you solve every problem that stands between them and a full premium studio or premium brand, whatever you may do. Each problem becomes a deliverable. So if their problem is my brand looks like every other studio, make a signature brand identity playbook for them. So make a logo, color type, make sure it's a look that they can actually own. The next problem could be my prices feel too high for how I look. Make a premium positioning playbook. How to look like your brand is worth $180 a month instead of $120. That means a lot to businesses. The next problem could be my website doesn't convert lookers into trials. So this could be a conversion-ready website refresh. This is what we do. We sort of redo their entire website, make it more premium, make sure that they get more leads in the door because someone looks at the website and is immediately like, oh my God, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I need. Then my Instagram is a mess. A 90-day social content kit. So this could be with your studio, so you can make a 3-month retainer for them, or you could just make a one-time 90-day social content kit with templates, post designs, story frames, etc. Then, if their problem is I don't know what to say, have a studio story and messaging guide with bios, taglines, class descriptions that sell, and also their story, their founder story, their business story, whatever it may be. Then the next problem could be new members don't feel the premium experience. Then you could do an in-studio brand pack. This could be signage, business cards, welcome cards, mats, towels, print files, whatever. The last one I've heard could be, I'll have to figure out how to use all of this on my own. You could have a launch kit, a walkthrough so it goes live without them even having to lift a finger. I find that this works really, really well, even if you make it and you work with them to help. This makes it so much easier for brands to have clarity about what they want with their brand and also make sure that they feel like it's easy. You know, you don't want your service to seem hard for them to implement. Some bonuses you could add is a founding member launch campaign, a done for you promo to fill classes the week you go live, Google Business and Review Kit. So they show up when locals search either on Google Maps, on Google search pages, or even with AI searching as well. Then the 1 year of quarterly brand check-ins. So you can do that with the retainer. You can be like, hey, we will do quarterly check-ins with you and your business for $500 a month. And they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Like I said before, you can do 2 to 3 spec rebrands for free or at a steep discount. I would actually recommend doing real brands. Even if they don't even say yes to what you want, you can even put it on your website, be like, hey, if I were to do a rebrand, this is what I would do. Then you could document every step of it publicly, so you can build your business in public, or you could also build their business in public. So it kind of goes both ways here. Turn each one of them into a before and after study case. Again, this could be for your website, this could be for anything. Next up, we have the pricing tiers. Tier 1, we have the audit. $500 to $1,000. This could be the diagnostic that we sort of said before. This could be low commitment. It's good for quick money to get you off the ground, just auditing a person's business. Go through an audit of their whole business, detailed list of things to improve and how to improve it. Tier 2, the rebrand sprint. This could be anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000 for one client. This is the core offering that you should be offering that we discussed before. This should be your main fulfillment offer. And finally, Tier 3, the Tier 2 plus Tier 3 retainer. So this could be $1,500 or $3,000 per month. This could be extended services, customer service, personalized software, and AIs that you can offer for these businesses. So $3,000 to $8,000 is the pricing that you want to do for this rebranding and for your studio. Any less, then I think people would sort of be like, oh, I don't really know how to do this. I don't really know how to commit to do this. But $3,000 to $8,000, it's sort of like, yes, I'm ready to do this. Let's do it. No questions asked. And then the $1,500 to $3,000, you can really add on top of that. And that's where sort of after a few clients, you really get a ton of money per month just based off of those retainers. Then your outreach channels. You can't find clients without doing outreach. So what do you do first? You do your warm network first. You take a look at the people around you, family, friends, coworkers. Do any of them own a business that you can apply these services to? If so, go to that immediately. This happened with a few real estate agents. I knew a few real estate agents through my mom. She hooked me up with those people and they became clients for a long time. Instagram and TikTok, you'd be surprised with the amount of people who respond via DMs. Not a lot of people do that, and especially if you have a personalized Loom call, they're like, oh my God, this person's providing so much value for me. Nobody ever does this. They will respond to you and they will be very attracted to what you're doing. And especially this works for young business owners. Facebook groups for small business owners. This has worked for me as well in the past. You look up and join Facebook groups for business owners in the niche or in your area. Just don't spam and make outreach organic and genuine. You don't want to get banned off of these Facebook groups. And then finally, referrals. People will happily give you referrals if you do a good job. I've had people refer me to someone before I've even completed fulfilling my service for that person, for that client, because I've just done such a good job before. That's how good you need to be in order to do this. You really want to give your clients the best experiences possible. Then we have these 3 steps. I plan on making videos on these in the future, but for right now, I'll just skim over these quickly. The cold DM framework, you want to open with a specific observation in their brand. You want to state a problem in one line and offer proof. Have a quick example or a mini audit, like I said, of maybe a Loom call or maybe tagging a business that you've worked with in the past. And you close with a low pressure, soft CTA to the sales call, which brings us to the sales calls flow. Discovery, ask what their goals and pain points are. Then you have your diagnosis. You reflect back to what is actually bad about their current brand. Then you do a prescription. So you walk through the 3-tier offer, and then you do the close, the clear next step, contract, and deposit. Then with your client onboarding, I mentioned it a little bit before, you sign your contracts and deposit before any work starts. Your kickoff call to confirm your scope and timeline. Your brand questionnaire is sent. So if there's any more questions after the call or off the call, then you can send that. And then also a shared workspace set up in either Notion, Miro, or Google Drive. Then we have the 90-day launch map that you can do right now. From days 1 to 30, do your niche, get your offer, and do 2 spec projects. You want to do 2 spec projects because you need proof to start. That's just gonna be the way that it works. For me, I had videography projects that I had done in the past and I showed them to the clients and they liked it. And again, I did that for free. Then from days 31 to 60, you do outreach and you get your first paid client. This could happen on day 31 or it could happen on day 60. You just need to do outreach, outreach, outreach. 50% of your day should be outreach. Then from day 61 to 90, you systemize delivery. You ask for referrals and you hire other people out. Then you also have to track weekly. You have to track your outreach sent, your calls booked, and your deals closed. You can do that in either a journal like it is here or on a Notion, anything like that. I have it on a whiteboard. And here finally are some common mistakes that I see a lot of people do when they're starting either social media marketing company or this social media and branding studio. You are underpricing to win your first client. Don't do this. Either work for free or have the $8,000 offer, okay? You always want to hold steady on price and even upcharge and raise prices as you get better. Number 2, no contract, which means there are blurred lines. It's better to be safe than sorry. Make them sign it on the onboarding call, like I said before. Number 3, trying to serve every industry instead of one niche. You really need to go all in on one niche, become specialized in that, and then use those skills to disperse into other niches. Number 4, never showing your work publicly. You need to be proud of the work you and your team do. Post it on social media, post it on your business Instagram, post it on your personal Instagram, talk about your business, and you will get people walking in the door with you through these short form videos on Instagram and TikTok, and also you will get more clients than you know what to deal with. And finally, number 5, hire a contractor once you're capped on hours, not before. I've heard a lot of people talk about this. Do whatever the fuck you want, okay? Hire when you think you want to hire out. If you don't know what to do with websites, hire someone to do websites. If you don't know what to do with this certain branding thing, hire someone to do that. This could be a friend, this could be people on Upwork, Fiverr, whatever. Hire whenever you want, pay them a percentage of your total offer that you offer to clients, and have them work for you. So that was the full tutorial on how to start a social media and branding company. If you want to access this Miro board, it's going to be down in the description below. You can look at it again, take notes, find inspiration, whatever. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I really hope to see you all in the community. Like I said, first link in the description below. It's going to be a Discord. We're all going to be talking about social media, branding. It's going to be such a fun time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.